Welcome back to the deep dive. This is where we, try to sift through the noise and find the signal.
That's the goal.
And today, well, we're plunging headfirst into something pretty striking, actually. It's the introductory script for something called the Lost Edge Society podcast.
Right.
It's not just any intro. It feels more like a mission statement. It really grabs you.
It does. It makes you stop and think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So our mission for this deep dive is to unpack its core philosophy, try to understand this unique persona they're projecting, and really decode the bold claims packed into this powerful introduction. We want to figure out what the Lost Edge Society is really about.
And what they're trying to tell us, yeah.
Okay, let's start right at the beginning. The opening line from the source. It kicks off with this question, doesn't it? It sort of pulls you in. For anyone who ever wondered, what if? And then, boom, no holding back. It hits you with this central, almost revolutionary idea. They told us success was for sale, but the truth was never on the shelf. The real edge was stolen long ago.
Wow. Yeah, what a way to start. That really sets a compelling stage, doesn't it?
It does.
What's immediately striking, I think, is how it doesn't just hint at a hidden truth. It implies a fundamental deception, almost insidious.
Right. Stolen.
Exactly, that phrase, stolen long ago. It shifts things, doesn't it? It's not just that the edge is lost. It suggests it was actively taken. Dispossession. It implies the most valuable advantages, this real edge, well, they're not just rare or hard to find.
No.
They've been deliberately kept from us, removed from public access.
Which immediately challenges that whole idea that success is just, buying the right course or finding the right strategy.
Precisely. It forces you to question not just what you're being sold, but maybe who is benefiting from whatever's being withheld.
Yeah, it's less a philosophical thought and more like an accusation almost.
It really is.
And the script builds on this, right? It paints this really vivid, almost dystopian picture of the world. It says, the world became a circus with clowns on stage and mirrors to blind the crowd. I mean, that imagery is so rich.
It's powerful.
But what does that specific metaphor tell us about how this podcast sees things? Is it maybe oversimplifying, or is that sharp clarity the whole point?
That's a good question because, yeah, it is a stark image, but I think its power is in that immediate impact.
Okay.
It sort of strips away the nuance to spotlight what they see as a core systemic issue.
Right, the circus.
The circus isn't just chaotic here, it's a performance, a spectacle deliberately designed to, manipulate how we see things.
Control perception.
Exactly. It's really a critique of the attention economy, of the manufactured realities we're often swimming in. It suggests so much of what we consume, news, entertainment, even self-help stuff, can be just a performance designed to distract, to obscure.
So the clowns and mirrors.
Well, the clowns might not always be malicious necessarily, but their acts and those mirrors, they stop the audience, that's you, the listener, from seeing how things really work behind the scenes.
Which reinforces that original idea.
That the truth was never on the shelf. It's hidden behind this big, carefully constructed show.
Okay, so if that's the backdrop, this chaos, how does the podcast introduce itself? The script says a voice emerges from that chaos, and it introduces this very specific, kind of intriguing persona. From inside that chaos, a faceless voice emerged, not to sell, not to mentor, not to preach, but to remind you that the real edge was stolen long ago. I am the uninvited guest of the Circus brilliant Abdou.
The uninvited guest?
Yeah. What's the significance there? And why deliberately disavow those common roles, selling, mentoring, preaching?
Well, this is just a fantastic bit of rhetoric, isn't it? The choice of the uninvited guest. It immediately positions the voice as an outsider.
Right.
Someone who isn't seeking entry or approval or, importantly, profit from the service itself. I mean, think about it. The market is saturated with experts, gurus, thought leaders, all trying to sell you something.
Constantly.
So explicitly stating what they aren't not selling, not mentoring, not preaching it, tries to create this immediate sense of maybe trust?
An anti-guru.
Exactly. It's an anti-guru persona. It deliberately rejects that typical transactional relationship you find all over online spaces.
Yeah.
It seems to be appealing directly to listeners who might just be tired of the usual, often superficial solutions.
So this podcast isn't trying to build another stage in the circus.
No, it's claiming to be pointing out the mirrors from this position of supposedly impartiality.
That's a really crucial point. It sets itself apart right away.
It does.
And if that's the persona, it leads us straight into what the Lost Edge Society podcast says it doesn't do. The script is super clear about this.
Very explicit.
Here, we don't teach signals. We don't sell courses. We don't play savior. Now, in a world absolutely flooded with platforms that do exactly that.
Right. Signals, courses, promising salvation.
What does it signal about their intent to just firmly reject all that?
Well, it's strategic, isn't it? And it feels like a profound rejection of those market-driven solutions that just dominate, well, so much of the self-improvement world, the financial advice world.
And much everywhere.
Yeah. By not offering those quick fixes or some kind of secret knowledge, the podcast forces you, the listener, to sort of step back and reevaluate what you even expect from content like this.
Okay, so it challenges your expectations.
It really does. It challenges the whole idea that learning and insight have to be transactional. Like, you have to buy the answer. It's asking you to look beyond that immediate promise of, easy solutions and think about a different kind of value.
A value that isn't just about consuming something.
Exactly. It's more about critical thinking, maybe. Discernment. It's basically saying, look, we're not here to give you another set of instructions to follow.
Right.
We're here to help you see the system that makes you feel like you need those instructions in the first place.
Okay, that makes sense. It forces you to look past the quick fix, demands a different kind of thinking from you.
Yeah, a different engagement.
So if the podcast is so clear about what it won't do, what is its mission then? The script shifts to these really powerful declarations. We unmask illusions. We archive scars. We tell the stories they tried to bury. I mean, these aren't passive things. They sound active, almost rebellious acts of revelation.
Totally.
What strikes you about the intensity of that mission?
Well, the intensity is precisely what makes it so compelling, I think.
Yeah.
Unmasking illusions. That's not just about finding hidden truth, is it? It's about actively exposing the mechanisms of deception, how it works.
Okay.
It implies a deeper, more systemic look at how these mirrors are built and, kept in place.
And archiving scars. That's an unusual phrase.
It really is. And it's such a powerful counter-narrative, isn't it? Especially against all that sometimes toxic positivity you see in success narratives.
Right, where everything's always great.
Yeah, the ones that just gloss over hardship and failure. By archiving scars, the podcast seems to be reclaiming the lessons, the really valuable lessons that are embedded in struggle. It suggests that maybe the true edge isn't found by pretending problems don't exist, but by acknowledging difficulty, by building resilience through it.
So learning from the hard stuff, not ignoring it.
Exactly. And then telling the stories they tried to bury. Well, that speaks directly to reclaiming truths that might have been marginalized or suppressed. Maybe from history, maybe personal experiences, maybe just societal narratives that prefer a simpler, less challenging story.
So it's a mission of digging things up, excavation.
Yeah, bringing hidden realities, whether they're individual or collective, out into the light. That seems to be the core idea.
And what's really striking about this whole concept, the circus, the stolen edge, is how broad they claim it is. The source material says very clearly, because the circus isn't just in trading, it's in everything: business, love, dreams, life itself.
That's a huge claim.
It is. So this isn't just about finance or one industry. It suggests it's, well, a universal human condition. What does that mean for the listener, that universal claim?
Well, I think that universal claim is exactly what makes the message potentially so relatable and so potent.
How so?
It suggests that these illusions, the stolen edge, they aren't just stuck in one box like finance or business. They seep into all parts of human experience.
What? Give me an example.
Okay, well, think about, say, manufactured scarcity in luxury goods.
Great.
Or the carefully curated authenticity you see all over social media.
Yeah, definitely.
Or even the idealized stories we often build up around love and relationships. Aren't those all subtle forms of the circus at play?
Yeah, I see what you mean. Little illusions everywhere.
Exactly. So this implies that all of us, at different times in different parts of our lives might be operating under these deceptive appearances.
We're missing some crucial edge because we're just looking in the wrong place, maybe.
Precisely. It transforms the podcast's mission from exploring just one niche area into something much bigger, a more pervasive philosophical look at the nature of reality itself.
Wow.
And it invites you, the listener, to question the foundations of your beliefs, really, across the board.
Okay, so let's just recap this deep dive a bit.
Yeah.
The Lost Edge Society podcast. It sets itself up with this really intriguing vision, doesn't it?
Definitely.
A world where the real truth about success, about advantage, the real edge, was, quote, stolen long ago, leaving us all in this circus of illusions.
Yeah.
And from inside this chaos emerges the uninvited guest, brilliant Abdou,
Yay, the outsider.
who isn't there to sell you a solution or mentor you or preach some new doctrine.
No quick fixes.
But just to remind you of this lost truth and their explicit mission: actively unmask illusions, archive scars, and tell the stories they tried to bury.
Yeah, it's about challenging what we think we know, reminding us of a deeper, maybe more difficult reality underneath it all.
And that commitment, that focus on unmasking and challenging, it brings us right back to those core questions at the very end of the source material.
They're really provocative ones.
Yeah. What if everything you believed was the illusion? And who do you believe now? Those aren't just rhetorical, are they? They feel like a direct, profound invitation, a challenge, really.
And to do what?
To engage in critical self-reflection. They challenge your own personal epistemology, like, how do you know what you know? And your discernment, especially now in this age of just constant information overload. They urge you to reevaluate not just your basic beliefs, but also the very sources you trust.
The who do you believe now part.
Exactly. It's basically an invitation to start your own journey of asking questions, of inquiry.
Absolutely. It's a powerful set of questions. Kind of disquieting, actually.
It is.
So, okay, let's leave you, the listener, with this provocative thought to chew on. Given this idea that the real edge was stolen long ago,
and that this circus of illusions is in everything, not just trading, but business, love, dreams, life itself.
the whole spectrum.
Right. What illusions might you unknowingly be operating under in your own life? Maybe in your career, your relationships, or even just how you understand the world generally?
It's a big question.
It is. And how might you even begin to look for that stolen edge in your own experience? What kind of critical lens would you need to apply to what gets presented to you as truth all around you?
Food for thought, definitely.